Hi, this is Angela with Parkos Permaculture. It's the middle of December here in Portland, Oregon, and we had a snowstorm here the last few days and brought a crippling 2 inches of snow to my neighborhood. But because we don't salt and our streets aren't really super plowed, it's been pretty treacherous and we haven't gone out much. We did, however, go sledding this afternoon, and when I came home, this giant load of like maybe 6-ish yards of wood chips was in my front yard, and not just my front yard. I'll walk up here. It's also halfway out into the street, so I have to get it off the street. So you can see, like, here's the end of my property. This is all road. So I have to get it off as quickly as possible. So even though it's like 28 degrees and snowing, I have to start spreading chips. So I get wood chips 6 to 8 times a year from 2 different sources. One is my electric utility when they are trimming around the power line. The other one is from a company called chipdrop.in, that serves California, Washington, and Oregon, I believe. And you can get wood chips for free from arborists who otherwise would have to pay to dump their chips at the landfill. So it keeps chips out of the landfill, and it provides tons of free biomass for your garden. Please forgive all of the snow tires that are going by. I'm right in my front yard. So I just wanted to show you what is in this big load of wood chips, and then talk a little bit about why wood chips are super important before my fingers freeze off and I have to start spreading. So if you look over here, so you notice that it is a mixture of different kinds of chips. So here we have like cedary, evergreen chips, and then over here we have what I'm pretty sure is apple, and also some looks like arborvitae mixed in, and pine as well. I don't know if you can see, there's needles. And then there's also a collection of pretty brown dead leaves that look to be like oak, and some more apple and things like that. Some maple leaves mixed in. So here's the basic composition. It's not even wood chips like you get from the store. It's going to be mixed sizes, which is actually not a bad thing. So these larger pieces will take longer to break down, obviously, and these little guys in here will break down more quickly. And the mycelium in the soil and in the chips will break these guys down into soil faster. So it makes like a nice slow release fertilizer. And then all of the leaves and fresh green parts will be a nice green matter along with all of this brown matter for compost purposes. So the only things I don't like to get in wood chips is I specify no black walnut, because it contains a chemical called juglone, which inhibits the growth of plants, which is why it's hard to grow things under black walnut. And studies have shown it takes about 18 months for that juglone to break down in the compost, so it can suppress plant germination and growth for up to 18 months after you spread it. So I don't like to use black walnut. Some other plants that tend to have the ability to inhibit growth are things like rhododendron, azalea. I haven't really gotten those in any of my loads, so it hasn't been a concern. But so this is the load here. Nice little scan of all of it. And I'm going to try and start spreading as much as I can. It'll probably take me 2 weeks to get all of this, but I want to get it off the road as soon as possible. And then this will go over all of my plant beds. And it will provide a nice blanket over the soil that in the summertime will prevent moisture loss in the soil. It will prevent the soil from getting baked. And hi car, sorry you're having to drive around this. Prevent moisture loss, prevent the sun from baking it. It also will promote the growth of beneficial fungi in the soil, and it will break down and become food for my plants. It'll become nice organic humus for my plants. So wood chips, free source of biomass. It stays out of the landfill. Contact your local electric utility or a company like ChipDrop, or even if you don't have an organization like ChipDrop, you can contact local arborists, and they will often be willing to dump for free, because they then don't have to pay the dump fees at the landfill. So there we go. I am starting to get super cold, so I'm going to start shoveling so I can feel my toes and fingers again. But I'll be back soon when the snow thaws for some winter gardening videos here in Portland, Oregon. Thanks.